today, what we take away from our anniversary celebration is a recommitment to our service, our commitment to serve this community, and an inspiration from Thomas and Sarita and Evelyn for their courage, and their courage to persevere when times are tough, when the chips are down, when things are stacked against you. And unfortunately, there's lots of work to do on that front too. 1 in 5 citizens in our community have an incomplete high school education. About 20% of our residents have finished a bachelor's degree. And about 20% of our residents live in what would formerly be characterized as poverty. So there's lots of opportunity for us to continue to help change lives and make a difference. And we're going to set about it in the same way that Bill Sinkin set forth and that my predecessors set forth, by focusing on those who truly have the most acute life barriers, whether it be economic, financial, being on the wrong side of the law, or the lack of education, which is such a disabler for so many people. We're going to continue to hold ourselves accountable for really bringing a life-changing opportunity to the people that we serve and not accepting a lower bar. And most importantly, especially to this audience, is we're going to continue to work as a really committed partner to Alamo Colleges, to Northeast Independent School District, to Cross Point, with the food bank, with Project Quest. I could go on and on. There are so many wonderful partners that we benefit from serving with that help us do a much better job than we would ever do on our own. And I'm encouraged. I'm really encouraged because I see a level of commitment and I see a level of courage that should inspire all of us. I also see city leadership and county leadership that is likewise committed and enlightened and focused on helping the citizens of our community. And we're really honored to have our mayor here today who is cut of that cloth. She is a lady that truly gets that. She's committed to all of those things, and she's organizing and arranging our government in a way to truly be able to make a difference. She's a remarkable person in her own sense, whose commitment to serve and her courage are no less impressive than what I just talked with you about. A couple of interesting accomplishments. She is the first African-American woman to lead one of the top 10 cities in our country. That's pretty cool. She truly has a heart for service. Appointed to this role in 2014, she subsequently ran and was elected in 2015. She's only the second woman to lead our city. That's pretty amazing, too. She comes from a place where she understands how to generate a vision, how to negotiate, how to bring people together. She's helped our city overcome a pretty debilitating standoff between the police union and the city and resolve that, thankfully. And Mayor Taylor, I just tell you, thank you for persevering. Great job. She's helped us have a vision to really take on our water supply issues. One of the most challenging and vexing problems cities in our part of the country in particular are suffering from. And she has done something positive about it in delivering a commitment to a water project that can truly take care of future generations of citizens in South Texas. She's been a leader in implementing My Brother's Keeper, a program that truly does get after people, get after the situation where people are challenged and need help. She's balanced a couple of budgets already. That's no small task. I'm challenged by that myself, Mayor Taylor. She's got a great education from Yale University and the University of North Carolina. She's a wife and a mom on top of all of that. But most importantly for me, I point to her commitment to serve and her willingness to step in, and then her ability to generate a vision and bring people together and negotiate in a way that makes our community a better place. So I can't imagine how busy your schedule is, Mayor Taylor. The fact that you're here today is really awesome for us. Would you join me in a warm welcome for our mayor, Mayor Ivy Taylor. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for that kind introduction. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everybody. All right, all right. Well, I am glad to be here with you, and of course, I would make time to be at this event. Goodwill has such a tremendous impact on our community here in San Antonio and many communities throughout our nation, and I'm excited to be here to celebrate more than 7 decades of service here in our community in changing lives through the power of work. Well, really, I feel kind of silly standing up here trying to say anything to follow those stories, the videos that we saw. They really said it all. But I will just try to highlight a few points about the work that you do. The barriers that you all as a team are successfully overcoming are many that have proved insurmountable in the past. And that team includes your clients, your board, and everyone who's working together to improve the lives of individuals and families in our city and in our region. Those barriers continue to reinforce that cycle of generational poverty for many San Antonio's families. Involvement with the criminal justice system, lack of education, poor health, and disability. And I know that the work that you do is not easy, but you're not in it alone. You have a partner down at City Hall. And my vision for San Antonio is that we're a globally competitive city where each and every resident has the opportunity to succeed and to be connected to prosperity. So I know I don't really have to explain that mission or talk about why it's important, because the folks that are gathered in this room to celebrate Goodwill and who work through and with Goodwill, you live it each and every day. And so I want to thank you for that, for everything that you do, for everything that you've done for 71 years, the great work that you will accomplish in the decades to come. Many of you in this room chose your path in life and your career because you're driven by a mission. And my focus, my passion is on making new opportunities available and breaking that cycle of poverty through education and training. I was kind of sitting here thinking about my own personal story, not my story, but actually my family. My dad, William Jones, the man who raised me, was born in South Carolina to a sharecropper family. And he made his way up north, as many African Americans did, in search of better opportunity. I think maybe he made it to 9th or 10th grade. And one of the jobs he had was as a janitor at a printing shop. And he was very diligent in sweeping and cleaning. And finally, one day, someone asked him, did he want to learn how to work the press? And that was the beginning of a change for his life and subsequently for my life, because he was able to provide a stable home and environment that allowed me to be able to go on to college, and my sister as well, and be before you today. And I know that many people nowadays don't have those types of opportunities. I think that story, unfortunately, is not recreated as often as we'd like for it to be. And so we know there's always going to be a need for a safety net, and that we have a moral responsibility to care for others. And as a woman of faith, I believe that service is my obligation. My family, that modest household that I grew up in, they instilled in me that faith and a strong moral compass. And I was taught that whatever your gifts and talents are, they're meant to be used in service to others, that we have that obligation to help. In addition, however, I think we should all recognize that we here today hold the key to a critical part of San Antonio's future economic growth. And as your founder, Reverend Edgar Helms, showed us so many years ago in Boston, we have to reach out to our least skilled residents and families to help them make positive changes in their own lives so that they can fill jobs available now in our community and grow into the skilled workforce of tomorrow and create stable and loving homes for their families, kind of asking them if they want to learn how to work the press, so to speak. What was true 100 years ago is still true today. Many Americans have neither the skills nor the opportunity or support to bring about positive change in their lives and the lives of their children and families. Now, San Antonio has seen progress. We've seen some strides in our education system over the last few years. Our high school graduation rates are up. Investments in career and technical education as well as college access services has been increasing, and I'm continuing to make those things a priority. Actually, next week I'll be participating in a National Mayor's Institute strategizing about how we can improve post-secondary educational outcomes for young men of color here in San Antonio. And this work ties directly into my brother's keeper, which was mentioned, which focuses on improving life outcomes for opportunity youth in our community. And the city of San Antonio has significantly increased our investment into workforce development and education, and with my creation of SA Works to catalyze regional investments into a comprehensive workforce development system. And I'll continue to push for more of that because you just heard some of the statistics that we still have too many families living in poverty, and many folks here without a high school diploma or obviously college degree, and many lacking in basic literacy skills. And more than 70,000 households actually in our community have an income of less than $15,000 a year. And so in addition to our moral obligation to help, I also believe, as you do, that teaching skills and putting education within reach is the greatest service we can provide to our brothers and sisters. We can't thrive as a community unless all of our residents have a chance to thrive. And businesses can't grow and flourish unless they have access to trained workers to expand or relocate in San Antonio. And families can't enjoy stable homes unless they have the income and self-confidence to weather life's challenges. Individuals can't realize their full potential until we as a city ensure that everyone has a chance to contribute and we recognize those contributions. And so Goodwill's programs and services, both long established and new and innovative, contribute so much. Goodwill San Antonio is a leader in outreach and in training and education, and you prove every day that it's never too late for a second chance or maybe even a third chance. Goodwill is partnering with other agencies and organizations from the city of San Antonio itself to our local school districts to the Housing Authority to help San Antonians at all ages and stages of life. From your thousands of competitive job placements each year to your programs providing career path mapping and skills training and counseling to high school students to your hundreds of contract services team members, Goodwill serves tens of thousands of individuals annually. And so I want to commend you for providing affordable certification programs through the Good Careers Academies and free career services through Good Career Centers. I know that you don't just serve San Antonio, you serve a larger region, but I do think of you as a San Antonio institution. From your founding here by legendary Bill Sinkin, whose passion for equality, fairness, and opportunity made such a positive impact on our community, to your current board and staff, you are part of the bedrock of San Antonio. And since one of my key staffers, Stephen Hussein, has joined your team, I get regular updates on the great work that you all are doing. And so today, as we celebrate, I just ask that you keep building the infrastructure that will allow all of our residents to share in prosperity. We need organizations like Goodwill to remain committed to serving those who are in danger of being forgotten. Often you are serving those that others are unwilling or unable to. And we need Goodwill to fight for the vulnerable because you provide them a voice and you provide them with hope. And we saw the results in that video. So congratulations on your 71st birthday, and may you have many, many more. Thank you, everyone, for your work.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Mayor Taylor. So, first I want to say thank you for letting Goodwill poach on your staff, because Stephen Hussein has been a big addition to our organization. Thank you very much. Secondly, I want to say thanks again for your commitment to serve and for your courage to lead the city. Tough job. I can't begin to imagine how tough. Thank you for stepping up to it. We have a very small memento that we want to give you, and when we looked around for what do you give the mayor of our city, we turned to someone who really has a wonderful creative capability, Jenny Garcia. And Jenny took some pieces of broken glass, and she fashioned them into a piece of glass art, that we hope will remind you, the blue will remind you of goodwill, and the colors we hopefully will remind you that even out of broken pieces of glass, some wonderful things can be created if we all put our minds to it and commit to it. So we hope you'll take this back to your office as a reminder of Goodwill's appreciation for our city leadership and for our mutual commitment to serve our community. Thank you so much.
Thank you.